Hello. Let me lower that a little bit more. All right. Hello. Welcome back. Got sprints. And I made a mistake Friday. Well, I kind of caught myself a little bit at the end, but it didn't really dawn on me until much later. Music is too much. Hold on. The lo-fi. I mentioned that I might stream yesterday on Saturday to make up for last week. But then I realized that I was streaming today because Dad's treatments are this week, which means I'm not streaming Monday. And I was like, well, I don't have a day to A, rest, and B, like, do work. So I was like, nah, I won't. I didn't set any schedule and I didn't make any promises. But I still felt bad but I decided, nah, I'll just have Saturday as the day like I rest and try to catch up on work or just do work, and then stream today because it's already scheduled. So yeah, I think because this month, these next 2 months are really weird with his treatments, and like this month falls at the end of the month, and then because of how it like gets counted out for insurance purposes, his treatments aren't until then, like the beginning of October. So it makes it seem like he's skipping September, but he's not if you like count out the weeks that we separate his treatments to. So it's like, it's just really weird, and it's throwing all of us off because I went over the schedule with my dad this week so that he was caught up on everything in his phone, and he was like, but what about September? Don't I have something? I'm like, you do. And I had to like show him and like count it out, even though I had already talked to him beforehand also. So it's just really weird, and I think it kind of threw off my memory of like, oh yeah, I can't do that. So because I'm still editing evidence my slightly silent YouTube of I'm working, but I'm failing. I'm literally editing 2 videos, or in the middle of editing 2 videos. So yeah, I even have a video on an arc I read that is already out that I should have had out weeks ago, but it's still just sitting in my drafts folder. It's okay. It's done. It will get done. Everything will get done. Bye. Okay. But the benefit of Dad's treatment week is because I can't write because my poor keyboard has partially died and I don't have a portable keyboard. Hence why I'm trying to save enough money to get a desktop. But which also, if you check out my Ko-fi, I did update the goal because really I don't need a new, I would like another monitor, but I don't need a new monitor. I need a PC before I hurry about getting multiple monitors. Because my laptop is amazing and it's a gaming laptop, but I've definitely pushed it towards its limit multiple times. So I need to just get a PC to take the stress off of my poor laptop. So yeah, so if you look at my Ko-fi goal, you'll see that it's a bigger goal and it's different, and that's because I've put down that the goal is now for just the PC, no longer the monitor. So, and then we'll go back to getting another monitor. So, yay. Let's see. I haven't picked a timer yet. What do I want? Timers. Do we want cute timer? It's like Halloween. What should I do? What do I want? You know what? I'm gonna do this cute fox timer. I was looking at we have a little bit of disposable income. I wanted to, if you were here last year, I had like little sticker nails that had like cute designs on them. And they're on some videos, but I was like, oh, I want some for the holidays because painting my nails is nice, but I also don't like the hard fake nails. I've heard too many horror stories, even though I know a lot of the technology for it has changed. I'm just no. But also, I don't want to pay like a bajillion dollars to go to a salon to um, do a cute design on my nails with like gel or anything like that. So I'd rather have the stick-on nails 'cause it's still regular nail polish. Excuse me, it's still regular nail polish. Um, but it's a cute design for less money, and I'm supporting like a small business or actually the Etsy company that I was buying them from, she's on a break, I guess. I don't know what's happening, and I hope she's okay because I wasn't paying attention for a while. And she doesn't have any socials last time I looked. But she's on a break, so I was like, oh, I need to find someone else, and I found it's a bigger store. But she also says that she's an artist, so I'm like, cool, I'll support a business and an artist. So that was fun. That's kind of like what I did this morning, was look at nail stuff, and then I did a little bit of work, and then got ready for the stream, because I also woke up late. Well, as I have now rambled to all ends, let's go ahead and start the first sprint. Can I please have the correct... Nope, not the right one. There we go. I was like, can I please have the correct tab? Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Still not the correct tab. Okay. Now correct tab. Alright, and remember, I will still have the lo-fi music in the background for noise sake, but... Alright. 1, 2, 3, and go. Hello, hello. Right in time for the end of the sprint. Welcome. But I'm horrible with names, so I apologize in advance. But Boba Cuss? Boba Cuss? I hope I said that right. I'm sorry. But welcome. Just finished our first sprint. Bob. Oh, Bob Spartacus. Okay. Bob. Yeah. I'm just gonna say Bob because my brain can't understands but does not. Yeah. It's so bad. When I used to teach, I felt so bad for my kids. I'm outlining the end of my book. Cool. I am still drafting my romance. I love that I picked a cute timer and I'm literally talking about sex. I was like, the dichotomy. But what genre is your book? Or a real quick of what is your book about? But mine is a sci-fi romance, and as I picked a timer, it is a sci-fi romance, and it's kind of inspired by I still technically work in the medical field, even though I don't work that much anymore. Me working in the medical field and Star Trek, like Deep Space Nine kind of vibes because it takes place on a space station. And if I get my way, this will be a series and all the love interests will all be in the station. The station is like the main hub, like a town is. I don't know what I want to pick. You know what? We're just going to pick the cute anime boy. That's what we're going to pick. Let's see. What did you say? Syllabi is a cultist of an evil god just trying to do the right thing, taken in by a charismatic priest and apprenticing for a beautiful witch. She'll see her god's will done and become a powerful figure in her own right, but foul plagues, dangerous dungeons, and rival cults await. Syllabi seeks true faith in the face of certain death by the forces of good may claim her yet. Oh, fantasy. I have a back of book summaries I can pull up. Oh yeah, okay. Fantasy. That's so. Is your protagonist like an ant? Wait, what is it? Antagonist? No. Like a gray figure or like a what is the word? I can't think of what the hell is the word. Like how like Daredevil is, yeah, anti-hero. There we go. I was like, I can't think of the word. Anti-hero. Yes. Oh my god, that sounds cool. Not exactly, but definitely gray. It sounds like it's, especially because you're like, the forces of good may claim them, and it's like, what people automatically assume the story is going to be is about like a good hero, and you're fighting the like forces of bad. But I like that spin. I feel like I've seen like maybe one or two other books that have that same dichotomy where it's like you're switching the flip on the schedule, not the schedule, on the script. There we go. The god is evil, but the cult isn't necessarily. Yeah. That is fun because someone will automatically assume opposite. So that's fun. I like that. That would be fun. And this back of the blurb summary is definitely sounds interesting. Definitely sounds interesting. Excuse me. The goddess Mara delivers the plague, and worshipping her gives you immunity to the plague. Oh. Yeah, I can see where that would be problematic. Interesting. All right, well, let's go ahead and start our next sprint. We're gonna do a 20-minute sprint. Oh, I gotta blow my nose again. And we're gonna have cute anime boy. 20 minutes. Oh wait, did I? Yeah, I put the banner up. 20 minutes. Let's see what we can get done. All right. Here's my mouse. All right. 1, 2, 3, and go. Okay, I lost track. Lost track of the timer. Okay. I was trying to make fun of my main character with his friend and got way into the dialogue. Alright, but I know you're muted, Coffee, but if you can hear me, thank you for showing up. But how did everyone do? Again, you don't have to share here. We don't necessarily care about word count, but if you want to share, that's fine. I don't share word count because I don't keep track of word count. So everything is always up to you. But like I said, I started a chapter at the beginning of this stream anyways, so I'm still in the middle of it, and I am currently trying to have a half serious conversation with my main character and his friend, half make fun of him. Like only a best friend can, especially because said best friend, she is like grumpy, and he's very, but she's grumpy, but she's also very like open and outspoken and like not afraid because she's had to like deal with other things in her life, versus my main character. He can be very like conservative, very shy at times, and him and the love interest are like dealing, because there are no humans in my sci-fi world. They're all aliens. And both love interest and main character are like half two different like they share one species in common, and then each of them are half a totally different species, and the other half is greatly influencing the problems in the story. The like little problem, not the like big main problem, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm also just enjoying making fun of him because I guess I'm mean that way. I'm mean, and I'm making fun of my cute little sort of cinnamon roll. I guess I kind of am making him into a cinnamon roll, but it's fine. He'll be fine. Let's see. Let's see, what do we want to do as a timer? Do we want food? No, I don't want food this time. Oh, I could do an owl. Let's do the kitty one. The kitty purr one. We'll do that one. I think this one will have a commercial. Oh no, no commercial. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't know I could mute from there. That's cool. Alright, let me check some stuff. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. That's okay. Okay. Okay, okay. All the okays? Yes, yes. Let's just go ahead and start the next sprint, as it seems like no one wants to share, which again is fine. We can just keep on sprinting. We're only here for 2 hours because A, that's normal, and B, I need to go to bed early. I need to keep that in mind. But yeah, hey, I went over the 30k mark. I just realized that. That's cool. Um, let's start the next sprint. I will have the sound on for this, but it's not, there's no music. It's literally just some typing and cat purring in the background is what it will be. So, there's no music, no risk of copyright. But, alright. 1, 2, 3, and go. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Music back up. I hope everyone enjoyed the kitty. I always think it's it's kind of like weird at first, and then later as it goes, it's like relaxing. I like it. But I also have to be in a particular mood to listen to it. So we're kind of going with like cute things. The theme for today is like cute timers. So that falls in line with the cute timers. Even though I am literally writing about sex. Not the act of sex, we're just talking about sex right now. That was last stream. Writing actually about stuff. But how did everybody do? If you want to share, remember here we don't harp on word count, but some people like it. Feel free to share if you want to. The purring was definitely soothing words. Thank you. I'm probably gonna say your name wrong because I always say names wrong. But Louisa, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Thank you. But yeah, I started like I finished the main part of the chapter, and then I don't really want to start another chapter because I'm not changing viewpoint just yet. So it's like second part of a chapter. I changed like the scene environment. But yeah. Oh yay, correct. I always feel I feel like I have to have like a disclosure because I will say the like simplest name wrong because my brain just is like, oh, this is really hard, and it's not. It's not. But my brain thinks it's hard. But yeah, so I guess I finished the scene, started a new scene. But yeah. I just feel like at this point, definitely, I can just have fun and torture my characters a little bit. Because I'm mean, I guess. I don't know. How did everyone else do? Again, if you want to share, we don't have to. While I pick a timer. I don't have another cute 20-minute timer. Why don't I have another cute 20-minute timer? Let me just see if I have something. It's really quick. There's this one. This one's kind of cute. Oh, that's not like 20 minutes. It just says 20 minutes in the timer. Wait, I think I have somebody who posted a new bunch of timers, but I don't remember who it is. Oh, it was a 15-minute timer. Booey. Anything else? Anything else? It's like sort of cute. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. This one's like space. Oh, but that's like a Pomodoro, like multiple timer thingamabob going on. Not that one. We don't want that one. I think that's it. Let's do this one. It's sort of cute. We gotta mute it because we can't trust the music in timers. I've already been copyrighted before, so. Ooh, this is like struggle busing to load. Torturing the characters, I probably need to be a little meaner to mine. I love everyone to be mostly happy while just sort of gentle bickering with each other. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not as mean to these characters as I was with my last book that I wrote that I put down to rest for now. Because that one was like a dark fantasy and I could be really I mean, I literally tortured my main character, like on-screen torture. So I was very mean to those characters. There was a lot of death and blood and heartache. So here in this romance, it's definitely much more like teasing and struggling with like emotions, and I'm just like, how about if I like dangle this carrot in front of your face, but you can't have it yet, but I'm just gonna watch you reach for it. That's kind of more of what I'm doing. It reset itself to like a lower. Can I at least get this one? This setting? Can this setting happen, please? Thank you. It will look nicer. Okay, yeah, we can go with that one. That's library. Sometimes these timers like fake me out because they're like, oh yeah, here's a 20-minute timer, but it's like 20 minutes within like a Pomodoro thing, and I'm like, that's not what I want. You promised me timer 20 minutes, lies, false advertisement. Emotional torture, it has to be done exactly. Emotional torture. I mean, how else am I going to fill my romance book with like all the angst in the world? If I'm just like, oh, look at this thing, look at it, but you can't have it just yet. I mean, you sort of have it, but you can't have it. But you can't. No, not yet. That's later. But you can look at it. I like that. I know some people don't really like that angst and that like teasing, but I'm just like, yes, please, please. So I'm at this point in the book, I can start doing that now. So I'm like, yes, let's just throw all of it in. And especially because I have an idea for my next book in this series. So I'm kind of trying to like put little seeds for the next book in here too, and it works so well, and I'm like, yay. Who knows though, I might never actually get this published. I might not get an agent for it, but it's fun. It's fun for right now, and that's all that matters. I have to hope that it will happen. That is the dream. That is like the goal. We'll publish it. Someone else will love how I torture my people. Isn't it great when it feels like it's working? Yes, it is definitely great. Nothing better. Yep, agree. And this is just like a zero draft, so it's so rough, it's so hard, and I have to like go back in and I have to add in a couple more elements of things that I'm realizing I'm not focusing on as much as I wanted to. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll just write pretty much the love story happening, and then I'll go back and add more of the like, I don't want to say B plot, but like sub A plot that I'm supposed to work into this. It's supposed to be there, but apparently my brain's like, nah, we're gonna focus on this. We're focusing on this first because it's what my brain is occupied with, which is all the like romance and sex and fun things, because that's what happens. But Luisa, tell me, what are you writing? What are you doing? We're about halfway through our sprints. So what are you doing? What is your book about? Or if you're doing chores or something, that's perfectly fine. You can do whatever you want during the sprints. It is your story, and you are your own storyteller. So As I set this up, did she put more things up? I'm just now curious. Oh no, that's not what I want. Please stop. Please stop. Thank you. Plotty stuff versus romance has been a struggle for me with the screenplay. Oh, screenplay I'm working on right now. Screenplays sound so scary. They sound so scary, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could ever do that. I watched, what's her name? Kate? Yes. Kate. Talk about screenplays and read the book. Read, the cat book, because I can't remember words right now. And her process of trying to convert one of her books into a screenplay, and who else? There's another one who does like screenplays, and I'm just like, interesting, but I don't like the format. I really don't like the format. I think I would much rather write like a comic or a manga first before I write a screenplay, because it just seems weird to me. But you go with screenplay because, yeah, save the cat. Because we need them. I'm a screenwriter looking on. Hey, it's all storytelling. All storytelling. There was somebody on the last Worldwide Readathon where she was writing a musical, and she didn't necessarily call it a screenplay or like a book, but I think it falls more in the like screenplay world. But hey, it all works. It's all storytelling. So I think it's all very valid. And hey, if there wasn't someone who wrote a screenplay and put out, all this like amazing sci-fi things, my book would just not exist. if Gene Roddenberry had not written Star Trek and George Lucas had not written the first Star Wars, none of my imagination would be where it's at, because they were all like one of the first things I watched as a kid, thanks to my dad. Specifically Star Trek, which is what is influencing my book. I was blessed by, who was it? It was Scotty. My mom met him while she was pregnant of me, and he put his hand on her belly and was like, "Future Trekkie," and then poof, I popped out, and I was like, "Yep, future Trekkie." That format definitely takes getting used to. We never see it in our regular context, consumption, because we only see the final product, a movie or TV show. So true, story is a story. Yeah, I read, which is again not a movie, but it was a play. I read before who did all the shit. Before we all decided to just cancel her, I read the the play that came out. What is it called? I have it up here. The Cursed Child play, and the book is literally a it's just the screen, or the play in book form. They didn't actually like make it into a novel, unlike how movies have like novel adaptations, or even like TV shows do sometimes. It was literally just the screenplay in book form, and I read that, and even though I consumed it quickly, it was kind of weird. I had to definitely like fix my brain into reading it. My best friend, who is also a fan, she couldn't read it. She couldn't like get through the screenplay type stuff, and it was weird. And my dad too, because we're all fans, and he borrowed my book, and he just couldn't get through it. It just was too weird for them. So who must not be named? She who must not be named. Yes. I mean, I don't know how else to refer to said person without making other people upset, as I am a fan of her story and not necessarily her and her world. So I try not to directly support her anymore. And I don't know, but that's where I have my compare. If anything, um, Harry Potter and Twilight really pushed me into fantasy more when I was definitely much more of like a sci-fi kid. Um, with like I would like dip my toes into fantasy, but Harry Potter just definitely pulled me into that. And then Twilight, of course, came and stuff. So that's when I fell into that part of storytelling and genres. But I'm still definitely way more faithful. When I started writing as a high schooler, I wrote a lot of fantasy, and now as an adult, I'm like, no, no, no. Actually, I have way more ideas for just sci-fi, or like weird mixes than fantasy, which is why I put my first book down, because it was solid fantasy, and I was like, I have no more fantasy ideas. I have all these sci-fi ideas, and if I do become traditionally published, I'd rather be identified as a sci-fi writer than a fantasy writer and struggle to have ideas. Tricky when problematic people are talented, yes, which somehow that just happens. That just happens. And also, we view and venerate so many old texts. Is that what I'm going to say? Yes. Books and movies and plays from people who are long dead, who, if we looked at them now, would probably be problematic, but we still hold them at this like huge pedestal. So that's where I'm just like, I think I can make a fine line of like, you are this and I will still be okay here. High fantasy is so daunting to me. Yeah, I love world building and creating, so that part isn't as difficult for me. It's more of like, how far from like this world do I want to be? And I kind of had a nice icebreaker because my main character was from our world and then pulled into kind of portal fantasy, but not necessarily into a different world. So I was able to use her as a point of like reference. So that was nice. But this one is definitely different because I don't have humans in this sci-fi universe at all. Everyone is an alien, and I feel like I have to balance uh like us elements so that the reader understands, but also make it not like they're humans at the same time. That's where I'm having my difficulty of like, how many normal words do I put in, but like not make them sound like humans, because I don't want to. I try to give myself a handicap by creating a species that was somewhat like humans, which is half of what my main character is. But then I did that. Instead of making him purely that species, I was like, nah, let's make him half the species and half this species. And then I just effed myself up so much with that. So it didn't make it any easier. It did not make it any easier. Because I apparently just like to be mean to myself. Just like I'm mean to my characters. Uh, but yeah, talking about that, let's do the next part. As we've talked for like, I don't know, like a solid 15 minutes now. We never make our lives. No, I don't. I have too many ideas. I feel like I always write my most challenging. Yes, yes, yeah, for sure, for sure. All right. Oops, hold on. I didn't change the page. Let's go ahead and start the timer. 20 minutes. All right. Ready. 1, 2, 3, and go. All right, all done. How did everyone do? I am finishing this next scene, which I think will start another chapter because I think I'm gonna switch over to the love interest's point of view. But yeah, I am very excited because I just finished torturing my main character in the last scene, and now I'm kind of torturing the love interest, and like unintentionally torturing the main character, but he's still a little hungover and won't realize it till later. My script takes place mostly on a train, and I've been getting a little confused about geography, so I was making a little train map. Oh, that's cute, but helpful. Cute, but helpful. I have, like, a really rough, ugly map of what the space station would look like to kind of give myself references. Also, because I wanted this space station to be its own like entity and not revolve around like a planet or like be tied gravitationally to a planet like most space stations are. I wanted it to be its own thing out in the middle of space, but I also didn't want it to be like the Death Star and be like a circle. So some people make maps of Middle Earth, some people make little train maps. Exactly. All very valid, all important. I mean, the amount of authors that probably have like sketched little maps of like what the inside of a room looks like or something like that is probably up there. It's probably up there. I would believe that it's up there. Because how can you not? To like make sure you know what the hell you're doing. Or just to give you like reference points of like how far this is and how far that is, and like it takes, you know, half a day to get from one place to another or something along those lines. That's why they have story Bibles and stuff like that. Gotta keep track of shit, or nothing will make sense. And some reader will poke a hole in that logic. Then they will find it. They will find that one thing that you're like, meh, it's okay, and they'll be like, nope, this giant hole. See it? It's really, it's like really tiny, but they'll like make it into like planet-sized hole. especially with the world that we live in now. I think I'm gonna pick this one for our next one. Uh-oh. Dang it. Google, stop. Okay. Oh yeah, there's always one guy who wants to find that little problem. Exactly. Exactly. Or like so if you, I don't know if you watch Stephen Aryan's YouTube channel. His book The Warrior just came out. He his it's a duology, and this is like the last one. The first one, which was The Coward, the way they describe it makes it sound like it's this whole big like epic, which it is like an epic fantasy, but like there's gonna be so much like fighting and swords, and like that's the main part of the book, when it's really not. Like it's about the main character who was a child hero and is now an adult and has to go back and face something he thought was dead, but he also has PTSD, and there's other things that happen with like other characters, and there is fighting and stuff, but it's very much like a character story, and so many people gave him like shit reviews because they thought it was something else, and I'm just like, you are poopy. Do you not realize how beautiful this is written? So there are definitely people like that where your vision does not match their vision, so your vision's wrong. I haven't seen that channel. Sounds cool. Yeah, he does a lot of like traditional publishing news, takes on traditional publishing, debunking things. He has a series where he interviews authors, and he also has I'm part of his Patreon. It's a paid Patreon where there's other writers who are in the process of trying to get traditionally published or already like querying, and there's a couple of other authors on there too. So it's a very good like space for if you're very serious and dedicated. But his YouTube channel just alone is very informative, very honest, and he's very blunt, very blunt. So yeah. Audience expectations are so tricky. It's been very interesting to watch that with Marvel stuff over the last couple of years. Yeah, exactly. Especially how some people are like, "Oh, the Marvel movies are so so repetitive, and you already know what's gonna happen." And I'm like, "Well, duh. These were literally like children's comics that are being made into like multi-million movies. Of course, the same plot is going to be the same thing. The heroes have to win at the end, no matter what happens, and B, in the end, it's a children's comic book. Like, come on, people, remember what you're watching." So, yeah, it's quite interesting, especially when, because am like a fan of those universes. People don't realize that Marvel was very much more of like the dark, gritty, very serious, hard-hitting stories, when DC had all the like hope and happiness and sunshine stories, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe has made this weird flip, which personally, among probably many other things, is why I think DC is having such a hard time keeping up with Marvel in the movie world, because they have a very limited amount of wiggle room. Hey, I was just lurking for while doing dishes. Hey, that's perfectly fine. You can do whatever you would like, but thank you for commenting and popping in. Let's see. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:51. Okay. Well, with that, Let's do a last sprint because I do have to go to bed early, unfortunately, or else I'd sprint for like another hour with everybody. You're 2 hours behind me. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is 9:52 p.m. here. I live in southern Arizona, if that helps you with timetables. Being that our time zones don't change and everyone changes around us. So, we're gonna have another last sprint. We're gonna do 15 minutes to close out. And it's another cute one, so excuse me, we're gonna keep the theme of cuteness tonight. I'm in LA, time zone twins. Yeah, for now, for like 2 more months, and then the time zones will change again, and I think we'll be New Mexico's time. Yeah, we'll be in New Mexico's time. So that's always when I have tried to do like collabs or like streams or even like the Worldwide Readathon, the hardest thing is figuring out time zones for me, like ×2, because I don't move and everyone like moves around us. And if it's close to a time zone, or last year when we had the Worldwide Readathon in the middle of the time change, it was so chaotic for me to figure out everything because I was just like, I don't know. Daylight savings, the bane of my existence. Something Arizona got right. Exactly. Hopefully, Congress like does vote on getting rid of daylight savings. I heard a rumor that was something within the works, but that would be great because I feel like it makes better sense for the way the world works now. But also, I hope it doesn't fuck us over, because if we go with I think it's spring daylight savings time, it would push us to be awake more during like the hottest part of the days, which is why we don't have daylight savings time. The reason why we are the only state that does not have daylight savings is that we decided that, I forget which time zone it is, but one of the time zones, I'm pretty sure it was the spring one, pushes us into being outside during the during when the sun is out more often. So it's so hot out here, with the dry heat and everything, that it was too dangerous, especially when we had way more people. We had more fields and people were more field workers out here and like mine workers, so it was much more dangerous. So that's part of the reason, that's really the main reason why we don't have daylight savings time. But yeah, hopefully. But let's get the sprint going. Can I have the right tab, please? Thank you. Okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and go. All right, all done. Oops, wrong buttons. How did everyone do? I finished my chapter with like 10 seconds to spare. I left my poor characters in distress. Left my poor main character in great need that he must fix himself. OMG, I am SOS happy. Oh, so happy for you. Yay. Thank you. Usually I end up finishing like either a scene or I'm like halfway through something. I haven't like finished a chapter in a while on stream. Sometimes, like in the sense of like finished, then I can start another chapter at another date, but yeah. But I'm happy. I left my characters unsatisfied. I feel like that sounds really bad, but I guess that's kind of the point. Kind of the point. But I hope everyone got whatever they needed to do done and enjoyed themselves and are happy with whatever it is you got done, whether it was writing or reading or chores or whatever. It's all valid. And if I helped you, cool. My camera angle looks so weird, I'm realizing. Whatever. It's the end of the stream. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Fun Sprints, thanks for keeping us company. No, yeah, thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for picking me and keeping me company. Let me see real quick. Is there... Wait. This... Okay, so we have this one, and then... Okay, well, if you want to... That's not what I want. Ugh, no, quite. You want to keep sprinting on YouTube. Here is someone who is having like Pomodoro sprints. I played some of her timers earlier. And then on Twitch, we will raid Coffee Quill, who was in chat earlier. She's also a writer. So this is the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in any of my other stuff, hit the follows and the subscribes and all the buttons to see when I'm streaming again. I'm on an unofficial break on YouTube for videos, but I will have videos coming out soon, hopefully. So if you want to check out any of that stuff, all that's there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.